Is RB Leipzig about to rescue German football? Well, that's a completely different tone from just a few days ago when we were all calling it a farmers league. The Bundesliga isn't a farmers league because all the teams are all trash and Bayern just, win everything. No, it's a farmers league in a way because when Bayern lose, the teams that are supposed to be competing against Bayern for the trophy will lose as well. And it just so happens that Bayern is more consistent than the other teams. Leipzig, as well as, well, I hate to say this, Eintracht Frankfurt are about to rescue the Bundesliga from the Farmers League allegations that have been spewing up out of nowhere. And yes, I'm really embarrassed by the loss we suffered at Villarreal. There's not a moment in my day where I'm not pissed about it. In 2022, RB Leipzig have been the best team in the Bundesliga and one of the most consistent teams in Europe. They have a lot of goals in them, and not only that, a lot of teams can't say this, they can actually defend. Domenico Tedesco came in and changed this whole thing. Under Jesse Marsch, it looked like the players were still trying to play the Nagelsmann style, except now you have a dude that calls it soccer. Jesse Marsch is a good manager, but going into Leipzig at the time was just not a good idea. Tedesco coming in has just changed everyone's fortunes. Even under Marsch, Leipzig weren't really that bad. They won against Man City. They should have beat PSG. But their issue was the consistency of the performances. Their defense was really open, as well as their inability to attack consistently. Tedesco's system relies very heavily on the movement in between the lines. Christopher Nkunku can occupy the striker positions. He can be on the left wing, the right wing. He can be in central midfield, gathering the ball, helping his team build up from the back. A lot of casual fans who only watch one game or two and only look at the statistics will probably tell you, Nkunku is everything at Leipzig. He carries them through games. I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that. But by crediting Leipzig's success to one man is kind of stupid. Josko Vardio is just as important to the team as Nkunku is. All of you know this was my guy when Leipzig signed him. I thought he would have taken a couple of years to just get used to the system, but my man came in and immediately became a baller. I also talked a lot about Semican and how he was going to replace Upamecano, and I was right again. My ball knowledge is impeccable. A player I was wrong about, though, is Willy Orban. Now, I never really publicly said anything about Orban, but I always wondered, why is he always playing? He's so slow. Why not just play Konate? And now I'm eating my words. This guy is so solid. He's a little bit shaky with his first touch, but God, his defending is impeccable. I was also right about Tyler Adams. He's a crap baller, man. There's nothing good about him. He just runs around, fouls people. I was wrong about Kevin Campbell. I mean, I always said he's good on the ball. His passing is really smooth. His ability to control the game is good. But I don't really see him working in big games where it's physical. And the combination between him and Konrad Laimer has really changed that. Leimer's the physical powerhouse of the midfield, while Campbell controls the tempo of the game. However, I do believe if Leipzig wants to win the league, they need a different midfielder. Someone that offers the on-the-ball abilities that Campbell offers, but also offers you a little bit of that modern game in them. I could talk about Leipzig all day, but I'm really here to talk about how Leipzig is a threat to Bayern Munich, and more importantly, how they'll probably be the team Bayern Munich needs to succeed. You heard it here first. In order for Bayern Munich to become a better team, we need RB Leipzig to be a better team. Liverpool and Man City are perfect examples of this. They're constantly pushing themselves to be on the next level. Man City buys a player, Liverpool buys a player. A lot of people are talking about buying these Leipzig players. Let's buy Vardio, let's buy Nkunku. And I'm just like, nah, you don't understand, bro. Red Bull has been building up to this moment. If Leipzig wins just one trophy this season, man. Yeah, Red Bull's gonna go nuts. We're talking about one of the most recognizable brands in the world, one of the biggest companies in the world. And their their football team. Yeah. So why is one of the most recognizable brands in the world building a football franchise? You have Red Bull Brazil, you had one in Ghana, but I think it broke apart. But even after that, you have the infrastructure, the scouts, and the system necessary to still recruit players from that region in Africa. Evidently, it's working. And you have your European hub in Salzburg. These 3 Red Bull franchises are supposed to funnel players all the way to RB Leipzig one way or the other. Along the way, you sell some if they want to leave the project. But ultimately, you want Leipzig to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. Once these players get old, you send them to the Red Bulls in New York, where they'll retire and completely destroy every single piece of competition in the MLS. So imagine if Leipzig wins a trophy. a club founded in 2010. I think last summer, Leipzig invested 120 million into their current team, breaking their transfer record on 3 different occasions with 3 different players. So just imagine if the executives at Red Bull see a trophy, basic confirmation of all their plans. You best believe they're going to be getting a lot of new fans as well. They win the Europa League, which is theirs to lose now, and win the Pokal, which is also theirs to lose. I think they're going to go to Nkunku and say, hey, put whatever you want on that piece of paper. We want to keep you here. They're going to keep Konrad Leimer. They're going to go to Tedesco's office and say, hey, we want you to sign a world-class player for our team. Who is it going to be? We got the money for it now. They're going to head over to their shirt sponsor and say, we just won the Europa League. We want more money. That's exactly what this plan was all along. The owners of Red Bull always wanted to build a giant franchise that acts as the marketing agent for their products. And football is one of the biggest sports in the world. Imagine Leipzig playing in the Champions League final and being associated with Red Bull. Once they start getting rid of players like Poulsen and bringing in a different level of players, now they'll have a bench that's deep. I mean, now they're bringing on Dominic Szoboszlai, and I'm like, a lot of teams would start this guy every single game. Their CEO's 46 years old. He's young. Jesse Marsch was a manager born and bred in their system, and they still said, nah, we're way more ambitious now. We're sacking you, and we're getting a better manager to replace you. They still have a footballing infrastructure at the club to make sure that even if they lose a player like Nkunku or Werner, they can replace him. I remember when people were like, oh, Leipzig's over, they're finished as soon as Werner left, and now they're on the verge of winning 2 trophies. So RB Leipzig is a threat to Bayern Munich, and they are here to rescue the Bundesliga from this drought of competition. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia, and peace.